All right, everybody, we are live. It is 7:30, maybe just a tiny little bit in front of 7:30. No big deal there. I don't think that's going to be a problem. What is today? Today's Wednesday, midweek Bitcoin chart. We got some moves today. Again, nothing dramatic. As far as the daily is concerned, we've so far currently moved $2.72 from the open 23 and a half hours ago. $2. Name the movie. $2. Anyone? No one? Somebody knows. Jeez, you guys killing me over here. All right, so what happened today? What happened? Not much. We tested the 9 EMA up top. So top side resistance right here, 9 EMA. We didn't get to the 100 yet. I mean, if we get there in the next 29 minutes, it's certainly possible, but unlikely. Our resistance zone has held. Our 20 has held as resistance. Our 9 has held as resistance. And we didn't even bother testing the 100. Which we were expecting would be resistance. Now, downside target, we were looking for the 100 EMA. Look at how close we got. Look at that. Bang, right there. So, on the low side, we're at 98.55. We were looking for 98.08. Ow! Front ran by like $40. So, but that's what you have to do with these, right? You have to front run Bitcoin. There's no... there's no other way. There's too many bots, too many retail traders, too many people trying to, front run the other guy in order to make sure they get their entry, and then, things like that happen. All right, so we're midweek. We'll scope the weekly real quick. Just sort of see what's shaking here. For the most part, not much. Overall move 275 to the downside weekly so far. You can see the 20 EMA is at 95.80, but let's take a look at the 21 EMA. It's at 92.13. So still absolutely in the cards. Volume consistently going down. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 weeks, 3 months of consistent volume decline with 2 little micro upspurts. And this was an attempt at the swing fail. And this was an attempt at the swing fail. So follow this line, right? That's not there, but is there, right? Oh, oh man. Okay, there we go. So follow that line, right? And those are your ticks in volume. So you needed extra volume. You really needed a lot of interest in order to push it up there to just fail. So that has to tell you something, right? The momentum is with the bears, right? Fighting that for a specific bias just doesn't make any sense. All right, so that's who currently controls these local moves. Volume today is still under average, and unless something major happens in the next 26 minutes, it will close under average. So that's a little sad. It is midweek, so we don't expect too much, but we do expect some type of freaking volume. All right, so just look at that. Just in the last couple minutes, we went up $38. It's the most this candle's seen. Look at that. It's pretty good stuff. All right, so swing it. Present. Nice. That painter lady. Say anything. It's me. It's me, B Regal. Oh, it's B Regal. Okay. What? You changed your name? The painter lady? Is the video real blurry or it's on my side? It is 100% on your side. So go down to the bottom right, click on your, viewer on the actual window, hit the gear wheel, right? Hover over, it's called settings, click on it. Last option is called quality. click on quality and then set it for the highest one that you could do without crashing your system. And then it should clear up like, mwah. It'll be beautiful. All right, so the 4-hour swing fail, that's the blue guy right here. That's holding. That is holding. That's that blue one right there. Holding like a champ. On the flip side, the 100 wick trend held really well, right? You had the flip right here for support, 2 days sideways, broke south, came back up for the retest, retested it the next day, almost retested it again the day after that, and it's been downhill ever since. So very, very good. We're going to come back to this line on the way up for sure, which would be a great opportunity if you're in a long at that point to either pull profits or if you're not in any position, you can short it. All right, it'll be one of those oddball ones most people won't see, right? Because it's not your standard trend line. This isn't probably not on most people's charts. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of Bitcoin when it's going sideways like that. There's not really a ton to talk about. If you guys have any specific questions, of course, throw them out, and we'll talk about them. Let's take a look at Dominus. Dominus was finding support earlier in the day. All right, let me show you what that looks like over here. Okay, so inside of our channel, outside of our rising wedge, so rising wedge in the blue, yellow is the bottom, the uptrend line support of our rising wedge. We broke out of it kind of sideways, so we sort of meandered out. That was well within this range that it established after hitting its high. Came back up, didn't quite get the retest, but it was close enough. Said, you know what, screw it, I'll give you a real retest. All right, we'll take it. Shot up. Once it got the retest, it instantly went down, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days down, breaking the median line, breaking our new trend line, that's that pink one over here, and breaking previous structures. So 3 areas of support all got taken out all at the same time. Now what we're doing is it looks like a flip, so this could be a proper flip. Break support, push down, test historical, 1, 2, 3 days in a row. Push back up for the retest, bottom side support, actual flip from support to resistance, and then from here further down. Now, if we break through that, oh man, all bets are off. We break through this, then that changes a lot of things. All right, so, but currently right now, the thought is that this will maintain resistance. We'll be able to hold this back, and that'll push dominance down and back into range. And that would, like I said, I keep talking about dominance, but it's good for the alts. And we could see like alts are, they're not super thrilled with what's shaking. But some of them are kind of cool with it. But I mean, look at the T20, 1 hour, 24 hour. It's bleak, right? It's pretty bleak. ABDT ranked 25th. It's the only thing that made a move in the last 24 hours. All right, it's kind of bleak. Now you got other stuff well out of the top 25. KuCoin shares, of course, is going up. A lot of people migrating over there. Carat Gold coin, never heard of. Let's see, Oasis took a huge dump. You got a 6% on BDX, 3.6 on Quaint, and 3.8 on Energy, 4.7 on Metaverse. So, really like your top 20, which are the ones that, should have the most liquidity, that stops at NEO. All right, 623,000 with 623 million. 236 million 24-hour volume. All right, so that should tell you something, right? It's not great. It's not great at all. And then look at the difference between. Look how crazy this is. All right, 236 million, right? IOTA in the 19 spot, 2.9 billion. You see the difference there? 236 million and a jump into the billions. Not even a billion, 3 billion. 3, right? So it's crazy. But anyway, that gives you the idea of what kind of volume we're looking at. So when you're talking like Steam, you know what I mean, it's trading with $388,000 in a 24-hour period. That is horrific. That's horrific. And being that it went up 0.16% and down, 2% in the last 24 hours is kind of like, well, man, what's the big deal, right? So those are the things we got to look at. If dominance is going to continue to rise now, then we got some issues on the alt side. It'll help Bitcoin in its endeavors to try to crawl out of the hole that it's trying to create. But if we look at downside targets, we're very close. You know what I'm saying? We haven't hit that 100 in a while. All right, all the way back here. No, I'm sorry. All the way over here, we tested it one time. One time. We broke through it, really. And then about a week and a half later, we broke through it again, but held it on close. And then it was resistance, 3 days in a row. And then it got broke. And that was the low that created our current local high. All right. So you would imagine when you come down, you should find support, whether it's going to be, one time or 10 times. It should hold it for a little bit. Unfortunately, though, it could be the scenario where, it holds it on the 4-hour and then the next 4-hour just smashes through it. It's up to momentum at that point. Like who's going to carry the momentum, and where's the overall target, right? Are they going for the 21 weekly exponential? Are they going down to structure? They going down to weekly horizontal support resistance, right? They going for the EMA, the 200 EMA or the 200 MA? A lot of options there. Are they going to fill the gap? Fill the CME gap? Why not? Right? All these things are possible. All of these things are possible. So we try to find what's more probable. What is the most probable thing? And honestly, with the rejection, it's most probable that we continue down until we find clear support, right? So if you're going to have a pattern and it's going to last this long, and you're going to have support and support and support and support, chances are, since you're already headed down that way, you would tap down again and find support. Blasting through it real quick and sort of taking care of some old business and coming back up, that's fine. Most people would be okay with that. I don't think we need to go down to like 85 to fill the gap and like stay there. You can just go down there for like literally 30 seconds, grab a couple orders, and just come right back up. It's really no big deal, but that would just check it off everybody's list. Say, okay, that's it. Now we can keep going. It's like the seatbelt on an airplane, right? It does nothing at all. Right, for like while you're flying or for takeoff or anything like that, and the pilot's like, well, I'm not going until I hear it click. Like, oh, okay, it does nothing, but I mean, I guess. So you just click it so that you can get the hell out of there. Same thing. All right, let's see. Is the video real blurred? No, you should be fine. Look at you fixed. All right, good. Edmund Barry, what's up? Can we look at shorter term channels or scalps on BTC? Let me pull up a different chart. I find one that's not like, well, short term, we'll hit the hour. All right, so hour plays. Let's see. Low. So you kind of got a bit of a diamond. It's a real crappy diamond. I'm not even going to draw it. Forget it. So let's see. Local levels of support right here. Downside holding support currently at that level there, 99.75. I mean, we're ranging right now. So that would be the move. And I would just play it like a ping pong. I would short here, and I would long here. I'll make that red. This is like, if you could range trade, why not? And it's basically automated. So since it didn't hit that top side, you move your target in like that. So essentially you would long every time price comes to 99.78 and short every time it comes to 10.120, and you would do that both ways. So you would just flip contracts from long to short. All right. Well, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, there you go. So it'd be like 142 every time. So that would have been a long. That would have been good. You would have flipped it to short. That would have been good. You would have flipped it long. That would have been good. You flip it short. That would have been good. You flip it long. That would have been good. You flip it short. And now you're waiting for it to come back down. All right, that's one way to address the current price action if you're looking for that type of move. If you're looking for something a little bit more patterny, let's see here. It's going to be more like that. Okay. And not really doing much with this garbage. Nope. All right, so here's another move here. If you're a breakout trader, you played a trend, currently hold up on the 9. So this will kill these short guys over here that are range trading. This could put an end to their fun. Drop it over here. All right, that's your buy zone right here. Right on that trend. It looks like you probably already lost the buy because the buy would have either been that or the 9, and you're on the 9 right now. But if it does break, that's the buy. Buy is on the breakout of trend, breakout play. So push it up here. First target, hour chart, 100 MA, right up top. See if it lines up with previous structure. Not really. So that might be an idea to front run. You're doing something like this. Right? So again, it's not a crazy play, but that would be one move. If you reject right here, you're unable to push and close this candle and keep it up above resistance, and you end up coming back down, then the short would still be in play to this range over here. All right. You got to be mindful of this stuff, though. You know? So this stuff you're not exactly putting a stop loss on. Because if you are, you're going to get stopped out. It's like 9 times out of 10. Good level over here, though. This is solid for the hourly. For sure. That'd be like top side rejection levels. Let's see. Yeah, probably more like that. So this is good right here. Just again, another area where, if you see something going on and price is starting to get up that way, like that's what you short. So right here, you would have shorted right here. Price would have came up, entered the zone. You would have entered your first short here, second short in the middle, third short up top, maybe a Hail Mary at the 70, and then have it come down. If it comes up to the 100 EMA, or your next area of resistance, you'd be out. Right? Or if momentum's too strong for it. So, yeah, I mean, there's things you could do with it. I mean, again, you can do the same thing on a 4-hour chart, on a 15-minute chart, on a 5-minute chart, but like, really depends on how intense you want to go. Sean L in the house. What's up, Painter Lady? What happened to Neo? I thought it was the next Bitcoin 2 or 3 years ago. No, Neo has and always will be the Chinese Ethereum. It was never never a Bitcoin. Never was, and I never heard anything about that. But Ethereum, yes. Let's see, where is? Yeah, that'll do. Not a ton of history. Yeah, so Neo, like, look at the weekly on Neo. Neo's crazy. Right? So that's Neo Dollar making these making these super intense moves over here. All right? So if this ends up being like an ABCD, it would be a total disaster. So if this is supposed to equal that, oh my God. Neo would like literally just be free. Let's see. So 127 extension. Let's measure this out. So A to B is what? $193. Yeah. Can't exactly subtract that. Yep. Can't exactly subtract that from 23 bucks, can we? No, we can't. Yeah, so ABCD is not going to happen for here. If it did, that'd be crazy, because then Neo would be free. They'd have to pay you to take it. You know, it would have been awesome over here, which it didn't do, but this is what I talk about structure. If this level right here hit this high, that would have been freaking awesome. All I had to do was get it 29 bucks. Couldn't do it. So we can see this, though. Let's see what we got over here. Nah, it's just, it lost so much. It's so dramatic. It's like a 93% loss. It's crazy. So if we take, let's see if we do the 2-3. The 2-3 is too high. Yeah, it's like, Neo's got nothing good on the macro. Nothing at all. Daily on Neo, though, let's take a look real quick. It's like a stepping pattern down, right? So big sharp down, good retrace, and then it's sort of like the drop and up, 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 the drop and up. But these are a little bit different. But you don't want to get blindsided because you just want in on a trade. Like, although that looks good, it looks pretty damn similar to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't look that good. What happened when you got this? You just got further downside. What happens when you got this? Well, maybe you got further downside, maybe you don't. You know what I mean? I'm not taking the chance that you don't. Here's your major. Let's see, we get rid of that for now. Let me put a new line on here, and that'll be your major swing fail right there. So we are over the major swing fail. But again, this is like a meandering sideways out, right? This isn't a breakout. Don't be misled. Nothing broke out here. It just happened across a line just because. Right? It's not worth anything as far as like price action. All right? So again, now you got a support zone and now you have a resistance zone. Not a super ton to do with this. You could buy support, right, and sell resistance. Currently trading underneath the 9 and the 20, which means you're trading under, like everything else based off of where you are in trend, right? You're trying to turn around a pretty sharp downtrend. So, yep. You see how it fell like well out of our channel? You can just get rid of this thing. Adios. No more channel. And we can get rid of all this. Try to clean it up a little for you guys. Okay, good. Whew. Sorry. All right. What else we got? No, that's what I'm. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Ethereum for sure. What happened to it? There was some massive like secret tapes that came out with the developers, and then the main guru guy of Neo, and some big exchanges, and that put a dampering on Neo moving forward within China at the moment. And this is also like a year ago though, and that's it. Neo continues to be a strong tradable coin, right? Oh man, I can't breathe. So, and by that I mean it's liquid, right? There's volume to it, and it reacts well to Bitcoin's moves. So if Bitcoin dumps big, and I don't mean like a $30 dump, I mean like a freaking dump, like a $400, $600, $1,000 dump. Neo will go with it. And that's kind of the best thing, because the second you start seeing buying come back, you could buy Neo and rip 10% in seconds. It's heavily traded. It's heavily liquid. It's a good tradable coin. It does respect TA fairly well, depending on the chart. All right. Currently, there are 10. Yeah. Currently, there's 10 calls. So why don't we rifle through a few of these right now? We can already see like EVX. We don't even have to pull this one up. Current price 37.05. That's under. That's in entry. So this should be done. Hopefully they'll update that. Like, all right, so there's a debate about whether you hit the first target and then go back to entry. Is the trade still valid? Two schools of thought. The first school of thought is sure, right? It's fine. A pullback back to entry is no big deal. Just because you hit the first target doesn't mean you're not going to hit the first target again. The other school of thought is that the trade thesis has been invalidated, because the thesis wouldn't have stated, right, to pull your profit at the first target just to sell it and then re-enter back at entry. Now, that changes if your entry was specific, and they're not doing that. They're not giving you the one sad entry because too many people market buy, or they'll front run each other and then you can't get it. So now we do like a range. So you have like a zone. So for instance, you buy from 3680 to 3800, that whole area is okay. Well, a regular pullback is probably going to come back somewhere into entry. So in that case, the trade is very much still valid. All right. I look at it like this. If it's no longer valid, the signal will be gone. Right? The analyst will update it, and he'll say the thesis has changed. We're out of here. Okay. And that's fine. If you hit your second target and you go all the way back to entry, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. All right? You shouldn't be going into those trades. All right? And I know we've talked about it in the past on stream. We've talked about it in the Discord. I'm sure it's been mentioned, plenty of times in and out of the rooms, but like, yeah, you hit the second target and it goes back to entry, like don't bother asking to enter, just don't enter. That's no longer valid. All right. Can we get the signals with analysts number or initial? I don't. What do you mean? What, like their phone number? No, you're not getting their phone number. Yeah. Different analysts, different styles, for sure. Yeah, you just have to. You just got to kind of like roll with the punches, right? Every analyst is going to be different. Some will be high risk, some will be very low risk, some will be very quick trades, some will be very long trades. I mean, that's the beauty of trading, and that's the beauty of having different analysts, right? You get a wide spectrum of the entire market through different lenses. And that's ideal, right? That's great. And again, I've said this 100 times, right? There's 10 signals. Don't take all 10. Nobody should be taking all 10 of these signals. All right? Pick a couple that you like, whatever fits your style. I think these are all short to mid, short mid, short mid, short mid, short mid. This is just BTC. Short mid, short. All right, so we got one mid, one short, and 8 short mids, all high risk. All right, but again, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to manage 10 trades. Trust me. All right, I've done it. I still do it. And you shouldn't. It's not good. All right, so take like 3. You know what I mean? It's all right. There's one dude in Discord, he picked like 5, and they were all like, they were the 5 that just didn't work. Or he got in too late, you know what I mean? And ended up getting hit. So it's a tough market. It can be brutal. But that's the idea. Like, a 19% gain, if you are following your proper risk management, 19% gain wipes out, 8 bad trades, 9 bad trades, and then you're above break even. So you're winning on one trade. I exit all these from T1. Oh, wait, hold on. We got other stuff here. Let's see. Good idea. Would like to margin trading idea. Would like more margin trading ideas. There's a margin trading channel. Most of those don't go up on signals. People were getting too confused with long, short, and spot, and it was like going back to grade school. It was getting out of control. So he just put a margin channel, and due to margin and due to the higher risk and due to it being different and its own style and usually very quick, mostly scalp trades, and not like long-term setups, then it's something that a signal would be. It'd be tough. It'd be tough to do a signal where everyone can at least like get on the same page and get their targets. That trade might be over by the time they log in. All right, let's see. But we can't see if one always hits T3 with smaller ranges. And what? But we can't see if one always hits T3 with smaller ranges and one often hits T1. I don't know what that means. You can always see anything. Just pull the chart up. Pull the chart up and you'll see what hit and what didn't hit. But this should be accurate. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be accurate. I mean, sat for sat, right? If it got to 760, then it hit target 3. So if we pull up the chart and we see anything on 760, then yeah, we know it hit. Just because the current price is down to 668 doesn't mean that target wasn't hit. But this is another one, right? So target 3 got hit, 760. Current price, 668. 668 is below target 3, below target 2, right? And below target 1. Like this, as far as I'm concerned, I would be done with this trade. And that's something like you could throw in the Discord, like ask the analyst, like, I don't know whose this is, but you'd have to ask him and say, like, hey, like, is this trade over? We hit 3 and we're back to entry. Like, what's up? Or like, we're just above entry. And he might say, no, it's totally valid. I've looked at it. It looks good. We're on pace to hit 4. Don't touch it. Fine. There you go. That's your answer. Right. And that's another thing, right? If it becomes invalid, right, they should pull the signal down or update it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'll see like one person ask, and then I'll see like 10 people ask, like, is it still valid? Is it still valid? Is it still valid? If it hasn't been invalidated, why would it not be valid? Right? So, it should continue to be valid unless the update officially says this is no longer valid. Yeah, but try to put some of those rules in there, like, hey, man, if it hit T3 and it's back at entry, that's probably a trade you don't want to be in, right? The trade is designed, the signal is designed for you to take it at entry one time. It is not designed for you to take it midway through signal. It's not how these are set up. These are set up for entry to get hit on the first time, not on the second, third, fourth, or fifth time. On the first time from when the signal gets issued. That is when the thesis is in place. All right. Anything after that is an update to the thesis. Okay? So, if you were too late and you couldn't get in, then wait for the next signal. Don't, try to hop in on a signal midway. That's just not a good way to, trade. All right, so what a good idea, but we can't always hit. I don't know what that means, so Painter Lady, you got to unconfuse me about that. T3, smaller range, T1. I don't know what you're asking. Are we seeing a breakout of a falling wedge on BTC? We'll take a look in a second. I exited all these at T1 from our historical data, and these were clearly different. Those 5. Oh, that was you? Oh, man, that sucks, dude. That lost. My WAN got stopped out only because I bought at the higher entry. Okay. If the analysts sign their signals, it would help us to possibly match their style with our style. Okay. Will you show us total too? Yeah, no problem. If that's the thesis, then why are they still up when T3 is hit now at entry? Yeah, I it's not my call. I mean, I don't know. It's not my call. All right. If that's what I'm saying. Like, every trader's different. If it were me, that would break my thesis. It's not breaking his thesis because the trade's still here, right? The trade's here. Okay. It's a trade not to enter, for sure. You missed the boat, right? The boat was right here. 11:11 a.m. 9/7. Right? It's 4.5 days later. So this would be a no entry no matter what. If you're already in the trade, that's when you have to say, well, I hit my 1, my 2, my 3. Do I want to save anything for 4 or not? And if you say, well, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to shoot for 4 and it goes all the way back to entry, well, until you hit your stop, right, then you're in the trade. Now, I'm surprised this stop wasn't pushed up. But again, this isn't my call. So I didn't, I don't have anything to say for this. All right. I don't know whose call it is. And poke around the Discord. If it's LC, then ask him. Just ask him straight up. We do have a new guy. He started, and I don't know. I know he's a high risk alt trader. I don't know anything else. I'm just as in the dark as you. So, I don't know how to reach out to him. So you would reach out to Jacob, or reach out to LC, because it could be his. So I think that's what somebody was saying about signing him, I guess. Right? Like, you'll know who it is. Yeah, I mean, maybe. All right, so let's take a look at what we asking about. Somebody wanted total, and somebody wanted the falling wedge. So let's take a look. All right, so falling wedge, huh? Okay. Yeah. Just a slight break. The problem is, again, just like we talked about, it's not like, unless we get an actual move out of this, it's not really a breakout. It's just sideways right now. So only by default of pattern, right, is it actually like working its way out there. Only by, position of how charts and scales work, right? It had to open on this axis. Had no choice. So from the position that it's in, no, it's not a breakout, but it is certainly on the outside of the pattern. All right, so that's something that you have to get past your previous candle to actually prove its like worthiness. And when it does, then you can say, all right, well now we're starting to break out. Right now it's just sideways. It's just a lateral move. Nothing has really happened north and south, so there's really not anything happening here just yet. That could be something that's going to look a lot better on like an hourly chart once we have 6, 7, 8 candles in there. You know what I mean? Halfway through the day or 12 hours. All right, total 2. All right, let's see. Mr. No Bitcoin. What do we got? Well, we lost our support. These are weekly levels. 1, 2, 3, 4 was holding. Why is this so freaking crazy? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on a hold. Rip back. Didn't even get a retest over here. That's pretty sad. So let's see what we got for something a little bit closer here. Yeah, okay, so it kind of did like a bear pennant, right? It pushed down, got yourself your pennant over here. It's kind of like this guy right here. All right, sort of like did that whole dance, little song and dance action. Broke south. Here, I'll do that, make it less confusing. Broke south, and now we're starting to get like a pennant, which is also not great. All right. So again, that's, pennants are generally bearish if your preceding trend is bearish. So it's very similar to like a rising wedge, right? It's rising, price would fall out of it. It is being held back by the 20 at the present moment and the 9. So you can see the 9 is sort of blanketed price the whole time. The 20 came in, just kind of pushed a little bit where it had to, and it's back. So it's back to do the dirty work. So not good. I mean, altcoin market cap is falling for sure. You want it to rise as Bitcoin rises. Now, we are on the daily, and Bitcoin was coming down dominance for the last, let's see, the dominance has been coming down for 5 days, 6 days, which is good, but if the total market cap is going down at the same time, as well as Bitcoin dominance, and you're not seeing a larger rise in market cap for altcoins, that's not great as well. It's not great for just total market. All right. So this thing is, it's holding this channel. It did break a little bit out to the south side. We are on the south of it now, looking for a little bit of a retest from this slight break. But again, this is very similar to what we just talked about. This is just sideways, right? By association of where it lands on the chart, right? It's broken out. But we could see, like, it hasn't broke out. It didn't break out. It just meandered out. Now, if we get a retest and then a good push, then, all right, well, then it broke out. Like this. So, like, when this candle was first being painted, and it was only, like, here, then it would have been fine, right? That would have just been meandered out. But Now that it's painted and you got all that price action, well, yeah, well, then it was, one hell of a breakout. All right, let's see. If that's his thesis, then why does it? Yes, okay. Thanks. Yeah, again, yeah. So you just gotta ask whose it is. Again, it's not my call. You guys see how I trade, and you see how Jacob trades and how he handles risk and risk management and position sizing, and those sorts of things. So, yeah. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So we'll see. It's just like everyone's got their own style. All right, so it's 8:15 now. So, all right, so we're not going to look at EVX because EVX is at 37. That's back in entry. 668 is under T1s. We're not going to look at OAX. INS, let's see, 27, 20. So on our way to target one. So let's look at INS BTC. All right, so what did INS have to do here? Oh, all right, so INS lost on the bottom trend, right? We got that big dump right here, right when they intersected. Got the big dump with the push down. The 9 saved it, right? Here's that 9 coming in, the skinny black one. Came in, bang, saved it here, saved it here, saved it here. Well, really kind of held it back a little right there, and then we blew it all back yesterday. So this is a break, right? Break and close above, right, our swing fail trend. So now we're looking at a retest down to the 70. That'd be down to like 268, and then a push up to T1. So INS looks okay. Let's see, XVG. So it hit T1, 46. It's currently under entry. So, again, it's like it hasn't been canceled, so we'll take a look and just kind of see like what is price action telling us, right? Does it look like it's going to recover, or maybe not so much? See, the reason why they'll leave some of these open is this, right? You have a clear, defined level of support. You gotta, for some trades, you gotta let them breathe, and this is fine. Clear level of support. This thing ain't invalidated until you're on the backside of this green box. So anything that happens in between here and there is like whatever. Right? So, and that's a reason why you would leave the trade open. So, it could very simply be the same case for the other ones. But this is fine. So, we're being held back by trend. Right? We are squeezing price in. So, we are actually painting a descending triangle. So, we could throw this puppy on here like this. And kind of do something like that. Sort of. And this. Okay. So now you got price enters from the top. Right? Enters from the top. Well, we got a touch, but we're just going to use one of these. So we got a touch. We got a touch. We got a touch. We got a touch. That's the expected play. Right there. All right. That's sort of how these patterns work. So then you look at like other areas of interest. Something like this, right? Tag this zone right here. That's support. Push back down through the wicks to upside resistance. Support. Resistance. 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 Resistance, target, something like that. All right, now that would be a longer target, right? You could scalp quick, where you take like a shorter target like here. You know what I mean? And you do that at like volume super low, high risk play, unconfirmed trend, Macro bias is super down. Like, when was the last time this thing was in an uptrend? Right? This thing's out of control. Look at that. Look at that chart. It's insanity. This thing hasn't been in an uptrend since December of 2017. All right? Even this. All that is a big giant swing fail. Just like that. There you go. You're high to your high. That's it. And you can see you crossed it and got no reaction. Got like important that level was. Nobody gave a shit. Look at that. Couldn't care less. It's as if the line wasn't even there. Total meander. Total meander. And it's like a year. That's weird. 2 years and a month to the day of that last high. And still, that wasn't even enough to like psych anybody up. That's terrible. All right, so that's Verge. Let's see what else we got here. AION. Current price 710. Entry 7 to 720. T1 was hit at 750. T2's at 800. And we're back in the middle of entry. AION BTC. Let's take a look. So again, if this is something like a double bottom sort of zone, then it's like, yeah, well, you're going to stay in that trade. It's the same thing. Same thing. These charts are more likely all going to look the same. All right? It's the same deal. I mean, it's the same freaking chart. Look at this thing. Right? Same deal. Same thing. Nothing new here. Bang, 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 bang. Next move should have been up here. Didn't quite make it. And then another move down. And then this one's much shorter. Unless you're going all the way up here. Something like that. All right. So again, it's the same deal. Like this trade will stay open. All right, until you knock out the support line, and that would be support for sure. All right. So in other words, the thesis is still valid until this level breaks. But until then, you allow it to breathe. So if you get like a wick like this, or like a wick that pops up and gets you your target, that's fine, and you stay in for the pullback. It's no big deal. So the trade's not over, right? So even though you hit your first target, you're back into entry. Now you're at 700 right now, 6.9, ballpark, so 7.72. So yeah, you're going to find support. If it does come down, you'd be looking at support between 67, 65. 64 looks like on the low side. And then a push from there, right, to the next move up would get you to 87. Right? And then even then, unless you were going to take it all out at 87, right, you probably still come back down again. And you might come all the way back to entry again before breaking out. So again, every analyst is different. I might have treated this a little bit differently. These might have been quick, shorter plays just to the line, and then allow it to pull back, and that would be the next trade, and then a separate trade from here up. And then once we broke through, it would be another, like a third trade now to buy the pullback. Right? So if price does do this, and it does come up, right, even up to like here, and then I would be looking at like, all right, well, let's buy again like here. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to target, that. I can't see. We'll target that. We'll target that. right? And because we're crazy, super crazy, probably target that. And again, you'd have to look at a few things, right? Like if you're going to target the 200, that makes sense. If you're going to target the 100, well, then you probably only take that first target, right? The 103 target. And then if you want to, you know, get super crazy with it, do something like this, throw this on. You say, all right, well, I'm going to shoot for a minimum 236. So now you have some guidance over here. This level ends up being perfect 382. And this level at the 2.3 is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Also, no coinciding factors as far as MAs. So I would skip the 2.3 altogether and just say, let's just shoot right for the 3.8. All right, but again, everybody's different. Okay, so that is, what is that? Aion. All right, what else we got here? Seller, 53, 53, 56, 58. I would imagine this is going to look similar to the other ones. Let's take a look. Let's see. Seller looks a little different. Thank God. Different chart. All right, so this had a pretty good size falling wedge. We had a false break one time. We're using that support as overhead resistance now. Let me turn that puppy red. Red, red wine. Come on, somebody. Name it. Name it. I know you can. Overhead top side, something like this. It's a level of interest for sure. So it looks like we had like a little bit of a micro trend here. This is definitely a trend we put on an hour or 4 hour chart for sure. It doesn't make any sense on a daily. All right, so price reverse came up, little pullback, nothing crazy here. This would look a little bit more intense on like an hourly chart, but for now, let's just see what the pullback was. Let's see, pulled back, not even the 618. This is a bizarre pullback zone for sure. That is weird. That's really weird. I got to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind a wick down to 52, just to sort of make this right. Yeah, that's odd. That's just odd. It's a weird place to find support. I mean, you got historical right here. So, you know, that's going to have to be good enough. But it is unfortunate. I like when the fibs line up a little better. But if we call that a 618, I mean, you're in the golden pocket, right? So the pocket is, you know, crossover to 5, head towards the 618. That's your pocket. Anything within the pocket is, you know, considered good. But all things considered, you know, this is just a great trade right here. Now, you didn't get the retest on the wedge. Okay? That would have been nice. That would have been nice. You also don't really have a breakout. Again, you know, this is like sideways. You can't tell me that this is vertical. And if you can, I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead. Make me a believer. All right. So not an aggressive breakout. And when you get that sort of meandering thing, you don't really get a retest. There's nothing to retest. You didn't really do anything. Plus, you're so close to the end of the apex, the pattern's already invalidated. Right? It's like you were going to break out on this pattern, you would have broke out right here. You know, or right here, latest. And you didn't do nothing. You didn't do anything. You just sideways ran this thing until you crossed over a line. You know what I mean? Nothing. There's no pattern to look at anymore. The pattern's over. Pattern's over, Johnny. It's all over. All right. So anyway, this is good though. This looks really nice. This is a nice reversal. Good pullback. Good support. Previous structure up 618. Golden pocket push up. If you're going for the 20 as the next target, I'm not sure, but that would be 60. That would be a good trade, or, up to previous structure over at 62. That's pretty good too. 62, 63 ballpark. Let's see what they got over here. Seller 62, 63. They got 61 and 65, so sort of front ran 62, and then I guess front ran 66, I suppose. But look how crazy that is, right? It's just like a couple sats, 20%. It's bananas. All right, WAN 2341 is well under entry, so we are awaiting targets. So this is good. Everybody has the opportunity to get into WAN. WAN BTC. All right, so let's take a look at WAN. What's WAN doing? All right, so WAN's coming off of a reversal push, similar to this, a reversal push, and then this is it's a reversal play. So this is highly, highly, highly risky. So you have to position your capital, your position size of your capital. You have to be aware of that, right? So I think we're looking at previous structure. That's why that box is there, I would assume. We have, let's see, the pullback. Oh, no, the pullback's right here, 886. I don't know what this is. That might have been an MA, maybe? I don't know. Unless this was that could have been the front run target. But this is it right here, 886. So previous structure, 886, downtrend, pullback off of reversal. So it's got a lot going on with it, right? But another thing to look at here is this. Okay, whoops. You got volume down, price down. That's good. Shows no interest in the downtrend. Downtrend is exhausted. It's tired. It's ready to turn around. Give it another shot. Now, you might not get a higher high, but you just might get a pretty good move to the upside. All right? If this is the reversal of all reversals, then sure, you might get something pretty fantastic. Now, looking back at volume, what's pretty interesting is, this is by far the most volume it's ever seen. So, like, even on like this pullback, that big, move to the upside, which ended up just being another failure, right? This one actually has promise from the volume, even the crap volume, the super crap volume is like better than a majority of the life of trading, at least on Binance and the BTC pair. So yeah, this could be fireworks. This could be really good. Super, super risky because, you're buying a reversal and it could just bleed out and go to zero. But the idea here is that it won't, hopefully. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. And that's a play that from the call, right? So from the signal, you're still awaiting targets. Everybody has the same opportunity here. 2580, 2635. We're at 2341. Right, so you can actually get a much better entry than the original thought. 2580, where's that at? 2580. Oh, okay, we must have marked it here. So 2580 is right here. It's the top of that box. Okay, so we must have marked that the other night. I don't know. How new is this signal? How old is it? Oh, yeah, that was 2 days ago. Sure. All right. My bad. So we've already looked at this. Probably too many times. Let's see. Bread. 2214. 2214.24. So again, same thing. We looked at bread last night as well. Bread wallet. So let's see, what's bread doing? Same thing, reversal play off of a big move up. Looking to buy the pullback. So let's see, 2-2. So they must have been targeting probably between the 618 and the 70. That's what it looks like. Levels down at the 786 are 2156. And I think we talked about that last night. Was if you couldn't hold the 70, then you're probably heading to the 786. If you head to the 786, you got previous structure over here. So it makes a little bit more sense for price to come down there. And I thought we had something else to do with that blue line. I guess not. So just previous structure. That's all. Yeah. So bread, it's okay. It's holding yesterday's low better so far today, but you're so close. I would say 2156. So let me see where the stop's on here. 2150. So it's just under the 786. So it's either the 786 holds or that's a wrap. Nano BTC. Oh, I didn't look at the numbers. Why didn't somebody tell me? Look at the numbers. Chingus, what are you doing? I got it. Don't worry, guys. I got it. It's fine. Let's see. 8810. All right, so we're waiting to... Okay, this is wrong. We know this, right? Because we're under our first target. Unless that's as high as we got. I didn't think it froze like that, though. Like, does it stop? I don't think so. Does it stop at, like, the highest point it got to? And it doesn't, I don't know. But let's take a look anyway. So 8810, 8940, 8810, 8940. So 8810. Okay. That's 8810 and 8940, and that's 8940. Okay. All right, so again, we have lower level support. This is not a double bottom, though, so we are allowed to breathe a little to the downside because we're actually doing a little bit of a wedge action here. All right, so you would have, like, we could do this as well if that helps. But it's kind of, it shouldn't really be relevant, but it's sort of like just a back end, just like a back end level of support. And then top side, this probably won't look great because this ain't going to do anything for anybody. And that's, it's valid, but it just adds a line that we don't need to put on our chart. All right, we got enough. We got enough going on the chart. This is like the real thing right here. So look at that level right there. Okay, that's going to be an area of resistance. All right, and really between here and there, it's open. So it's just a matter of waiting it out, recapturing the 9, get the 9 back, push up to the 20. You got this larger line, this older swing line, this trend right here. Right, so you got this guy right here that's pulling the low side, and then you got this guy right here that's pulling the high side. So you have a more local, more current trend line coming up as resistance. So of course you want to be able to capture the 9, push the 20, and then break out. And then from there, I'd be targeting up on this resistance zone over here in that ballpark. And last but not least, Myth BTC sitting at 158, lower than entry. Entry was 165 to 171. Target 175. And it looks like we hit target 1 in 15 minutes. So kind of like instantly. And 151. So we're 7 sats away. 51 is the stop. Okay, so what do we got over here? Target 1 was hit. Do we still have life? Oh, jeez. All right, so when you throw a fib up on a move and it's back to 1, you probably got a double bottom. So you got that. So again, This is the same reason as the others why target one's hit and the trade's still open. This is still valid until you break and close below that level. All right. So again, you just give the trade room to breathe, allow it to push up and push down. You can see like the wicks, right? Smashed up, came right back down. That could have been anything. That's how this thing trades. Look at these wicks. Crazy wick, crazy wick, crazy wick, 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 wick. It's ridiculous wicks. All right. So, I mean, it's okay. It is finding support again. It was making, for a minute there, it was making higher lows here until yesterday's candle broke below that. So that's a little rugged. For a minute, it was up over the 9, but lost it. So again, a little bit more rugged. So we'll see if this holds as support. This is body right here. So body, body, body. We'll see if this holds as support. We do have some wicks down into our little support area over here, but that's about it. Yeah, so that just needs time to nurture. Time to nurture. All right, cool. So unless anybody has any questions or any specific charts, we'll wrap that up for the day. We'll get back to, we didn't do Bitcoin. Man, you guys got me all crazy. All right, so we close the candle down. Let's take a look at what we got here. We opened the candle up $10,093. We had a high of $10,243, a low down to $9,855. Closed it out at $10,154 for a $58 move to the upside, or 0.58%. All right, so overall, all things considered, our resistance zone, crazy. What? Don't do that. Has now changed to a support zone again. Why? Because we closed above our zone. Okay. The zone doesn't change because the zone acts as historical. Like, it's all support over here, right? Then it flipped up and it was support, and then it broke, so it became resistance, pushed up again, now it's support. So we did regain our support zone. So it's kind of it's a small deal. It's sort of a big deal. We're also trading, even though we were below our 50, we did close below the 50. By the way, again, how scales work, right? We opened essentially above, did we? We opened like on our 20. So we're literally on the 20 right now. So it's not really gonna do much. High side, we already tested a 236 so far today on this candle, found rejection, came back down to our now support zone, which did what? Find support for now. So we'll see how this thing shakes out. 100 is sitting at 10,325. That would be a good spot to at least get a quick wick to. I'd still like to see a test at 10,490. That's our swing fail. And on the low side, the 100 EMA, which is currently sitting at 98.16. And the bottom of the pattern, which is sitting at 93.38. So it's got room both ways. You know, of course, we'll keep our eyes on it all day and all night, and we'll see what it does. Sound good? Everybody cool? Everybody happy? Bring your smiley faces tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Bring your smiley faces. Yes, sir. All right, cool. All right. I'll see you guys on the Discord. See you guys on the exchanges. And until then, happy trading. Happy trading.